a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
First of all, I truly think Kelly Clarkson's song Breakaway is perfect. No sarcasm, it's flawless. And not just because 6 Feet Under, the greatest show in TV history, used it for such a contradicting moment of the show, but because it's perfect. I mean, I know Avril Lavigne wrote it and all, but really, like, listen to it next time. There's something there. There's 2 snare hits that lead into the chorus. I can't explain it, but that's some of the best use of drums in music history. Again, I don't get it. I can't explain it. But those 2 hits right before the chorus explodes, like, crack in my ears. Anyway, we didn't watch Princess Diaries 1 too long ago, so it's still fresh. Let's see if it picks up where we left off and press play, the usual ads and movie trailers, but then an ad for a movie with What a Wonderful World, which is also another flawless song. So What a Wonderful World is playing, then the earth blows up, and we get an ad. It's an ad for The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Wonder if that ever hit VHS, because this has got to be right at the end of VHS here. Ad for Young Black Stallion, which we covered last month during Horse July, and here we go, Princess Diaries 2. Let's see if Hathaway could meet us halfway, and this one will be better than the first. Yeah, it's your chance to leave now. It's not going to get better than that. That's probably the best joke I'm going to make in the next 10 minutes. It starts a college grad, and she tosses her cap in the air as you do. Dear Diary, it's been 5 years since the first movie. Mom got married. She married her high school teacher, and they're expecting a baby. Lily remained the same. Raven Simone is in this movie. Goody. Michael and her are just friends now as he's touring the country with his band. She looks out the palace window and sees all of Genovia. Grandma Clarice will be stepping down as queen by the end of this year, and Annie will become the queen now that she's turning 21, or whenever she's ready, if she's ever ready. Insert mopey teenage girl face. She gets out of the car and they announce Princess Mia and her royal pussy, Cat. And a cat runs out. Was that a joke for me? It's Mia's 21st birthday coming up and she's never been in love. Okay, here we go again. Can you just start playing? Guard Joe is back and he's still a badass. Joe says Grandma is late and Grandma says, a queen is never late. Everyone else is early. Whitney Houston co-produced this. That's fun. Good for her. They toast Princess Mia and she's supposed to make her grand entrance. And I bet she bumbles it because I'm sure she's still klutz. She does. She waves her bracelet and it flies off and someone else catches it. Raven Simone is here and she's an old friend. And after they squeal, Mia steps on the foot of some hot guy and then she has to dance with the Prince of Weaselton before she gets to dance with the hottie with the busted foot. Before some little boy cuts in and he's kind of a creepy, perverted little boy. She's still a klutz. She bumps into the waiter and drops her crown and then some sketchy guy catches it and he's like, be careful. Someone might try to take the crown from you. Bam, bam, bam. Uh-oh, this guy's bad news. I feel like we haven't seen the last of him in this movie. It's the next day. She's going to go explore the palace. There's some secret council meeting and there's a swell of negativity against Princess Mia. They don't think she's ready. Mia overhears this and that sketchy crown catcher guy has a blockbuster announcement. His nephew is the actual... he's of actual royal lineage. He's ready to become the king. The only loophole is that if Mia can get married before her 21st birthday in a week, then she could still get the throne. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. Can't tell what the tone of this movie is supposed to be. It seems like a heavy moment of the movie where she's getting like screwed out of her opportunity. But then they add all these goofy cutaways of the rest of the council going, oh, which takes me out. I don't know. They settle on 30 days. She now has 30 days to get married or she can't be queen. Grandma and Mia hate this new mysterious unseen guy to the point where I know he and Mia are going to fall in love immediately. And swerve, it's the guy whose foot she stepped on in the first scene. She walks forward and stomps it again. I mean, that's actual physical abuse and all, but I get it. Funny pain, funny. Guy was dishonest, deserves physical abuse from the woman he lied to, because early 2000s movies. Her suite renovations are finally done, and as she's touring the new suite, Lily comes out of the closet. That's the extra surprise. Lily came to see her. The ladies are looking at a slideshow of all the eligible men Mia could be marrying in the next week and judging them on looks. Prince William is legit in there. That's kind of funny. They settle on the Duke of Kettleworth, but then there's a montage of her going on a whole bunch of dates with all these different royal men. She settles on one and gets engaged to someone named Andrew. And that guy could be king. That guy whose foot she stepped on. Yeah, he chats her up. And she's like, when you asked me to dance, you didn't tell me you were coming for my crown. Oh, will they or won't they, these two? You can just cut the tension with a knife. Now people are doubting her affection for Andrew. Joe tells Grandma that in 30 days, she'll no longer be queen and they can finally tell everyone how they are secret lovers. What a side story. Dear Diary, Mia has to learn to shoot a flaming arrow on her wedding day. I don't know why. This is silly and just an excuse to have a Smash Mouth montage. Followed by a queen training montage. Now she has to ride a horse, but she can only ride side saddle, so they attach a fake leg to put over the other side of the horse. The possible future king and his evil uncle have a plan to spook her royal horse with a fake snake, and that'll make her not marry Andrew and become queen. She almost falls off her horse after her fake leg comes off after the real horse is spooked by the fake snake. She's sad. Joe and the future possible king's uncle, that guy, have stern words, and Joe is like, you will not this up or I will you up, capiche. Nicholas is the guy that could be king if she doesn't get married, and there's an awkward moment where she and her fiance Andrew run into Nicholas and his woman, and for some reason Andrew and Nick's woman walk off together, and Nick says they, like Mia and Andrew, make such a lovely couple. It's a shame she's not attracted to him. Mia chases Nick, and she won't say she loves Andrew. They hate, flirt more, and it escalates to they start making out hard, and then they fall and land in the fountain together as you do when you're making out hard. They both return to the party soaking wet. Rinse and repeat from the first one. Current Grandma Queen is reprimanding her for not acting like a future queen and tells her to try to get some sleep because she needs to be fresh for the parade tomorrow. Foreshadowing. She's in the parade and she sees some little girl being bullied. She stops the parade and this little girl is an orphan, and Mia orders her minions to get all these little orphan girls tiaras immediately because they're all princesses today, and she takes all these young girls into the parade with her, and suddenly Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway blasts over this well-edited scene of these little orphan girls feeling special and being princesses in the parade, and as a dad of a young girl, I almost cry. As a fan of HBO's 6 Feet Under and how they use this song in their show, also makes me want to cry just remembering that. This song is amazing. This scene is amazing. This scene is so good. It erases everything that's happened before this scene, and this movie is awesome just for this scene alone. Now she wants to give up one of her many castles and make it an orphanage. Now she's having a princess slumber party. We get a montage of princesses coming from all over the world for her 21st birthday slumber party. Another montage of the princesses sledding like down the stairs on a mattress, and sure, that looks fun. Now we get the moment where Disney takes Princess Diaries 2 and tries to use it as a vehicle to get Raven-Symoné over. Grandma has a song she used to sing to a young Mia, but Mia, wooka wooka, remixed it on her laptop, so the music is hip-hop, and Raven joins Grandma on stage, and they sing an updated hip-hop version of this song. You paid for the rights to use Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway, and you're playing this crap instead. Why? Just loop Breakaway for the rest of this movie. Raven-Symoné is going to be okay. She doesn't need this rub from Princess Diaries 2. Now Nicholas's mean uncle realizes his nephew's fallen in love with Mia, and he's not having it. Nick is going to bow out of the race because he likes Mia, but he also asks Mia to see him one last time. She's like, I can't. I'm watched like a hawk all the time. He says he'll find a way. Grandma tells Joe she can't tell everyone about their secret relationship. Nicholas is throwing pebbles at Mia's window and quotes Rapunzel. I don't know. This guy sucks. They go on a secret date and dance to a montage of an acoustic version of Love Me Tender, and they dance and they fall asleep in the woods. And that was well done. But they, it's in the morning, and there's a guy in a boat with a video camera, and she thinks Nick staged this to make her look bad and break up her marriage, that she fell asleep with this guy in the forest. So she storms off, and now the cheating on her royal fiance footage is all over the news. Whoopsie, is Andrew still going to want to marry this tramp? Grandma's like, so? She goes, I got played! Jump cut, Andrew has words with her, but they agree to still get married tomorrow. It's the morning of the wedding, and Mom is there with her stepfather and the baby. Here comes the advice. She says, being married is being yourself with someone else. Nick doesn't want to go to the wedding because he lost. The uncle is up to something. He's off to spoil the wedding. So Nick figures it out. He takes his grandfather's bike, bikes to the wedding to stop his uncle from stopping the wedding. And it's an old-timey bike with a giant front wheel. And they play William Tell Overture over the scene. And I guess that's funny. He swaps the bike for a horse. The wedding has begun. Joe tells Mia right before she's about to walk down the aisle that Nicholas didn't set her up. Rare traditional wedding march music in a movie wedding. And that's awesome. I mean, nothing will ever beat the November Rain wedding. Maybe if they played Breakaway during the scene, maybe, I don't know, maybe Breakaway and someone jumps through the cake, best of both worlds. She gets halfway up the aisle and stops and says she needs a minute or two. She runs outside and is hyperventilating. She's like, I can't do this. She goes back, and her and Andrew both agree that they shouldn't get married. Then she gives a speech about her grandma and how she hasn't had a man in a while. Okay. She asks the men of this parliament or the council to think about their own daughters and their own nieces, and is like, would you force them to do this just to get the crown? Today people would cry woke, so this is deliciously ahead of its time for a Disney movie. She asks to be a queen without a husband, and the mean uncle of Nicholas stands up and goes, this girl has contempt for the traditions of Genovia. Thankfully, there is another heir, my nephew. And suddenly, boom, Nicholas appears and says he declines, and it should be Mia, and princess, and girl power, and suddenly the comedy lands. As you expect the crowd to roar with approval as the music swells, but instead they just cut to the crowd, and one guy goes, what is happening here? Mia moves to abolish the marrying motion, and one brave man stands up and seconds it, and one by one all these stuffy old men stand up and say, aye, look at this movie go. You got one guy says, princess, you rule. All right. Mia tells grandma to go for it, and she asks Joe to marry her in front of the whole church. Now they walk down the aisle and get married. Everyone is still getting a wedding. Up till now, this movie was pretty dull except for the Kelly Clarkson montage of the parade, but this ending is pretty awesome. We jump to Anne and the ceremonial shooting of the flaming arrow. It's been a week now, and all that's left is for Mia and Nicholas to finally connect, and they do, and I don't know, I still think this guy sucks. The queen walks out to hand the crown to Mia. We're back to the things I just don't care about. I know this is supposed to be the big moment, the big climax, but I don't know. Her walking with all the orphan girls in the parade had a million times the depth and gravity and feels of this silly scene. It ends with her standing there as they announce her, and they hold the shot for like way too long, and then we're rolling credits and we see a bunch of character updates, like cutscenes at the end. There's a bunch of women now on the council, and the dog slides down the staircase on a mattress like they did at the slumber party. Okay, yeah. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly, though it's not easy to tell you goodbye. Great song. Great song. Don't let me ruin it. Go listen to it right now.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.